Alright, welcome back to the channel. Max Tornow here, and in this video I want to go a little bit deeper on when things seem to fall apart, what to do. So you might now be in a life situation where things start falling apart. Right? Maybe you are, because you probably clicked on this video. So the funny thing is, right away, these things tend to come in waves. Funny, right? You can probably resonate with that. It's never that it's just one bad thing happening and you just hop over it. It's usually like all coming together, and it feels like now this is happening and that is happening and that is happening. Oh my God, I'm being overwhelmed, right? Funny enough, this also often happens with the good things, but when a lot of good things happen at the same time, ain't nobody complaining, right? But yeah, these things tend to come in waves. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is, and it's an unfortunate reality. So the first thing you have to understand is you have to remain cool, right? Maybe you've lost your job, or maybe you're working in a job, but it's extremely stressful for you. Maybe you want to build your very first business, but you don't know how. Maybe because your environment is extremely toxic and it's all coming together. If you don't remain cool, nobody's being helped, especially not you. I really want to re-emphasize that. Nobody's being helped by you freaking out. You have to remain cool, because only when you remain cool, what happens is you can put yourself in a situation of empowerment and not disempowerment. All right? If you're freaking out, emotions coming up, what happens is you lose your cool and you cannot take the appropriate actions. All right? Because there is some way that you can fix your situation. If you cannot fix the situation per se, you can fix your inside. You can fix the way you react to certain actions, right? Viktor Frankl talked about that in great detail. I recommend you looking it up if you've never heard of him. So if you're in a state of disempowerment, what happens is you're spiraling down on a literal downward spiral, because you're freaking out. You're allowing yourself to freak out, which puts you in a situation of disempowerment, which makes you take even less action. When that happens, you're fixing even less and you're just downward spiraling. Nobody's being helped by you freaking out. Which brings us to the next point, victim mentality. And I get it. It's I'm very, very sure that whatever situation you're in right now is not your fault, or not entirely your fault. Could even be that you say, hey, listen, it's my fault, and that's okay, right? That's great. You cannot be in victim mentality, because again here, victim mentality instantly puts you in a situation, in a position of disempowerment, because you're not even blaming yourself, right? So what you're doing is you're putting the action that has to be done on someone else. But they're not gonna do it. Nobody's gonna save you unless you save yourself. So if you now say, well, it's the government's fault, it's my family's fault, it's my environment's fault, it's the system's fault, it's the so-and-so fault, the business partner's fault, blah, 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 whatever it is. Maybe it even is their fault. But if you play victim, nobody's being helped. Again, right? And I know, like, it's so easy to throw your hands in the air and say, look, it's not my fault I'm in this, please help. And that's okay to ask for help, but you cannot put the blame away. Unfortunately, you cannot. You have to find, where am I in this equation? And what can I do to make things better for myself? So it is often a process that has to do with introspection. It has to do with you yourself. Where am I in this equation? My girlfriend broke up with me. Where am I in this equation? What could have done better? But even if you did everything right, what could I do right now to make things better? And that brings me also to the next point, and that is your environment. If you're a natural introvert like me, when things go bad, you tend to go within, you tend to close yourself off, and you tend to physically sometimes even literally close yourself off. You stay in your room, you stay in your apartment, you don't leave it, and so on and so forth. And it's so interesting, because for introverts like us, you think that's the way you are going to feel better. I have to be alone. I want to be alone. And to be honest, there's a place and time for being alone, and it's fine to a degree, but if you overdo it, you're literally leaving yourself alone with your downward spiraling thoughts. And that's what we've talked about before already. Nobody's being helped if you're dwelling in victim mentality and if you're freaking out. It's much easier to freak out if you're just spiraling down alone. So you have to put yourself into an environment I wouldn't say into an environment of positivity, because then people think like, oh, it's just staying positive and blah, blah, blah. No, put yourself in an environment of competent people, of people that have been through a lot of hard times themselves, who've hardened through it, who've grown through it, who've lived through it. There's a certain energy around these people, a certain aura, if you will, a certain vibe that helps you kind of put things into perspective. Because the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Whether that is something absolutely horrendous like a death in your family, or something that is not so horrendous, objectively speaking. It's the worst thing that's happened to you is the worst thing that's happened to you. But if you hang out with people that have been through a lot already, that have taken a lot of hits, that have been through a lot of pain, but they're still there, and you see them smile and you see them speak confidently, maybe not even with you, but you're just in that vibe, so to speak, you subconsciously or even consciously put things into perspective and say, oh, and here I was, poor me, thinking that my situation is bad, but these people have been through that already. And then you can also kind of literally witness that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that there is a life after these harsh times. And this can sometimes be friends, but doesn't always need to be friends. But hanging out with friends, with real friends, with like legitimate real friends, friends that have seen you suffer, friends that have seen you cry or whatever. If you hang out with these friends and they pat you on the shoulder and they show you that there's a life after the suffering, after the bad situation that you're in right now, that also helps you a lot. And again, like within you, you're probably gonna feel the push towards being alone and reclusing, if that's a word, I can't remember, yourself even more. That feeling is very strong. You can listen to that, you can spend some time alone, but ultimately you should also be amongst people, be amongst the right people, all right? And only then you'll be able to just breathe through it, gather your thoughts, and say, hey, all right, it is what it is right now. We are in a situation that's very bad. What can we do? What are the steps? How do we get out? What's the contingency plan? So you have to get away from your freak out emotions downward spiral. Take some time alone if you need to. Then get amongst people, the right people, strong people, people that have been through it, people that are positive, people that are with you, real friends. And then you make a contingency plan. And you might not know all the steps yet. And you might even think what I have to fix is so far away. It seems absolutely impossible for me to fix that. You can still take that very first step towards it. I've been through so much harsh times in my life. Every year. You know, when you always say, this is going to be my year. I don't think that. I think this kind of thinking is stupid. But still, there's always, every year, there's some BS happening. Every goddamn year. And that's okay. I've been through so much. I remember having started with my very first business. I just started. I made my first 4 figures. I got invited to be an unpaid assistant. So I went from being okay with my first 4 figures, having my apartment paid by my job, and making my business while at the same time studying, to letting all that go. Moved to the United States, completely unpaid, 16K in debt. I remember I was at the gym and I was so stressed. I was so worried about my future that my heart started developing arrhythmia. Because apparently it's normal and it can go away later on when you have less stress. So I was literally there. I was, I think, 20 or 21 years old. I was at the gym and I had arrhythmia. I was supposed to be a healthy young fella, you know, but I had arrhythmia. And I had this little $19 fake iPod. This like fake iPod Nano, you know, for 19 bucks. And you plug your little Sony, your $12 Sony headphones in, and I had them in there. And I had like, I don't know how, there's like 50 songs that fit on there. I had a bunch of songs and some Eckhart Tolle audiobook, and I listened to Eckhart Tolle's voice, and I was instantly able to calm down. So if everything fails, go listen to Eckhart Tolle's voice on some audiobook. It will help you a lot. But ultimately, I was in that freak out position, and I had to always gather my thoughts and say, what is the first step I have to do? And back in the days, for me, that idea of being able to live off something, and to live off something that is not a boring 9-to-5 job, but actually something that that I'm passionate about. That was so far away. It was so unreal to me. It was like the dream of the dreams of the dreams. You know, maybe for you it's like, oh, it's not so difficult having a free business. For me, it was so far away. And I was not dreaming about being a millionaire or, you know, having this gigantic business. My dream was literally to be able to sustain myself with something that I love. And that was so far away from me. And maybe for you, getting yourself out of this situation right now that you're in seems so far away and utterly unreal that you cannot believe it. But let me tell you, you don't have to believe in it in order to be able to get there. You don't have to. All right, forget about these. What is it? The secret, the manifestation. You have to manifest. You have to believe in it. I couldn't manifest a single bit of this. I couldn't picture myself in the situation that I'm in right now. But I knew if I keep calm and if I follow the path that's been laid out to me, I might be able to get closer to that. I might be able to take a step towards that. And that one step was all I needed. And after I had taken that step, guess what? I gathered my thoughts again. What's the next step? One day at a time, 1 week at a time, one push at a time, one bad day at a time. Sometimes if you picture the future too far ahead, it freaks you out. And it brings me back to what I said in the very beginning. Nobody's being helped if you freak out. So you have to take it one step at a time. I want to thank you very much for watching. And hey, if you want to build your own business, if that's the situation that you're in right now, if your situation is caused by your job, your stress, your inability to be really free, then I invite you to book a free consulting call with me or my team over on my website. You can click that link down below. There's some more info on that website. There's a little bit of a letter that I wrote. You can read through that if you want. Then you can book a free consulting call with us and see where exactly you can start to build your very first freedom business. You don't have to do that. If this video has been valuable for you, that's fantastic. That's all I need. But if you want to take things further together with us, you can go over to the website and see what's in it for you. I want to thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you and talk to you soon.
I want to really say thank you for FBM. And yeah, absolutely amazing this program. I can really recommend to everyone who is thinking about to build his own business. So you will really know how to start your business. And thank you very much. Support was amazing. Great content, great live calls. Yeah, I really can say just thank you very much. And I can really recommend to everyone. Thanks a lot.